Distribution of marijuana, NJ, 2C35-5, paragraphs 10 through 12. Okay, in a previous video, I talked about the consequences of being convicted of possession of under 50 grams of marijuana for personal use, which is a disorderly person's offense, and consequences of being convicted for personal use of more than 50 grams, which is a fourth-degree offense, a crime. Now I'm going to talk about if you add a layer of enhancement onto that, which is deemed to be distribution, meaning you're selling the stuff or giving it to other people, okay? So if you are caught with more than 25 pounds of marijuana or more than 50 plants deemed to be used for distribution or sale, it's a first-degree crime, meaning there can be a fine of up to $300,000 imposed, jail, minimum 10 years, maximum 20 with a presumption of incarceration, and of course a serious criminal record. If you have between 5 pounds and 25 pounds, that's a second-degree crime, punishable by a fine of up to $150,000, and jail, minimum 5 years, maximum 10 years, presumption of incarceration, and serious criminal record. If you have more than an ounce, but less than 5, or up to 5 pounds, that's a third-degree offense. There can be a monetary fine imposed of up to $25,000, minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years jail, and of course a serious felony record. If the amount you're distributing is under an ounce, it's a fourth-degree crime for each event that you engage in. And that's true of all the others as well, for each event of distribution. There's a separate count for each crime. And that's punishable by a fine of up to $10,000, possible jail up to 18 months per event, and a serious felony record. Now, okay, Mr. Gravatt, how does this usually come up in your practice? Well, I've had a couple different ways this comes up. One is you've got a young guy in college, he's got a lot of friends, maybe he isn't in college, but he still has a lot of friends, and he's buying a quarter pound, he's whacking up in the little bags, and he's standing in the park selling it to people. And the way that they usually get caught is the police are always finding other people that are getting in trouble for purchasing marijuana. So what they say to them is, hey, look, if you go and make a buy and finger this guy who's selling it, we'll, help you when you go to court for your case. We'll make it a lesser penalty for you. So they give him some lark money. He goes and buys from you. And then a month later, 2 months later, when you don't remember who it is that you sold to, they come bust you. They knock on your door with a search warrant. I've handled a number of these with reasonably good results, surprisingly, because sometimes the police are kind of sloppy. I had a client who had, multiple sales and multiple little dime bags. They only got him on one, so it was just one fourth-degree offense. And it was his first time. I got him PTI. He got out of the whole thing pretty much. The second way I've seen this come up is they don't like people who have what they call head shops, that sell pipes and paraphernalia and that kind of thing. That ought to be legal. I mean, they're not illegal. It's just they're illegal if you use them as paraphernalia to ingest drugs. I had a rash of cases where people who own these head shops were raided and busted because they were also selling something called K2, which is a synthetic marijuana. That is illegal, by the way. It's on the Schedule 4 list with the Attorney General's office. And I wound up defending them. Also got them a form of probation with no underlying conviction. My name is Stephen A. Gravatt. My telephone number is 732-337-7922. If you've been charged with distribution of marijuana, it can be very serious. There can be jail time. Oftentimes, if you have, a couple of ounces for personal use, they'll throw in a distribution charge, even if there's no actual distribution, just because of the quantity. It's, a sort of a everything in the kitchen sink kind of case. If you've been charged, I can help you. Please give me a call. Thank you, and have a nice day.